Good morning, students. In this session, we will see about History Unit 3 from Chiefdoms to Empires. Students, make a note of each and every important points in your social classwork note. If you have any doubt, make a note of it. The doubts will be clarified on the reopening day. Now let's recall what are all the topics we have discussed in the last class. Role of iron in a changing society, Janapadas and Mahajanapadas, and the dynasties of ancient Magadha, the Haryanka dynasty, the Shishunga dynasty, the Nanda dynasty, the Maurya dynasty. In this session, today we are going to see about Maurya dynasty. Students, in ancient India, many significant empires evolved. One of them was the Mauryan Empire, founded by Chandragupta Maurya. Now let's see the sources of Mauryan dynasty. Students, two sources of Mauryan Empire are archaeological sources and the other one is literary sources. Archaeological sources, punch marked coins. Students, the materials remain such as silver and copper punch marked coins. It throws light on Maurya period. Now let's see the Ashokan edicts. Inscription edicts of Ashoka, Junagadh inscription. Students, Ashokan edicts in the form of rock edicts, pillar edicts and cave inscriptions are found at different places in Indian subcontinent. Now let's see some of the literary sources. Secular literature, Kautilya's Arthasastra, Visagadatta's Mudra Rakshasa, Mamulanar's poem in Agananuru. Students, it is a book written by Kautilya on polity and governance. It reveals the economic and political condition of the Mauryan period. Kautilya was the prime minister of Chandragupta dynasty and he was a founder of Mauryan dynasty. Mudra Rakshasa. The book was written by Vishagadatta in Gupta period. The book gives an account of how Chandragupta Maurya defeated Nandas with help from Chanakya. Religious literature, Jain Buddhist text and Puranas. Students, Buddhist texts such as Jatakas reveal socio-economic conditions of Mauryan period. Students, in the last unit also you have learnt one of the Jataka story, the woodpecker and the lion. The Jatakas are popular stories about the previous birth and life of Buddha as human and as an animal. They teach morals. And then Puranas. Puranas reveals us the list of Mauryan kings and the chronology. Foreign notices Deepavamsa, Mahavamsa and Indica. Indica was authored by Megasthenes and he was the ambassador of Chandragupta's Maurya's court. Do you know, students, who is Megasthenes? He was the ambassador of the Greek ruler Seleucus in the court of Chandragupta. He stayed in India for 14 years. His book Indica is one of the main sources for the study of Mauryan Empire. Megasthenes described about India in his book Indica. He mentioned the following things. See, India is a quadrilateral shaped country bounded by the ocean on the southern and eastern side. India has many large and navigable rivers which arise in the mountains on its northern border. Gold, silver, copper and iron are abundant on Indian soil. Mauryan Empire, India's first empire. And the capital of Mauryan Empire is Pataliputra. Government, monarchy. Students, as you already know that monarchy is a political system based upon rule of a single person. Historical era 322 BC BCE 187 BC BCE. Important kings Chandragupta, Ashoka, Bindusara. Students, the Mauryan Empire was considered as the largest one in the Indian subcontinent, stretching over 5 million square kilometers during its golden age under Emperor Ashoka. Students, do you know? During the Mauryan dynasty, the art and architecture reached a highest level. Grandeur of Pataliputra, the great capital city in the Mauryan Empire, which had 64 gates to the city with 570 watchtowers. Students, the Emperor Ashoka is well known for his buildings, pillars, stupas, and inscriptions. These monuments are very famous for their perfections. The pillars obtained from the archaeological site of Pataliputra describe their heritage and contribution towards art. Now let's see about Chandragupta Maurya. The Mauryan was the first largest empire in India. Students, in the 4th century BC, Nanda kings ruled Magadha dynasty, and this dynasty was the most powerful kingdom of the north. A Brahmin minister called Chanakya, also known as Kautilya, trained a young man, that is Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta organized his own army and overthrew the Nanda king. Therefore, Chandragupta's Maurya is supposed to be the first king and also founder of the Mauryan dynasty. Bhadrabahu, a Jain monk, took Chandragupta Maurya to the southern India. Students, after a successful reign of around 23 years, Chandragupta Maurya renounced all the worldly pleasures and turned himself into a Jain monk. It is said that he performed Salikana, a ritual of fasting until death, and therefore willfully ended his own life. Now let's see about Bindusara. Bindusara was a second Mauryan empire. He was a son of Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of Mauryan Empire, and the father of Ashoka. His real name was Simhasena, son of Chandragupta Maurya. Greeks called as Amitragada. Amitragada means slayer of enemies. Slayer is nothing but someone who kills the person or animal. Bindusara's region spread over large parts of India. He appointed his son Ashoka as a governor of Ujjain. After his death, Ashoka ascended the throne of Magadha. He had appointed his son Ashoka as a governor of Ujjain, and he is believed to have extended the Mauryan Empire to Mysore. Now let's see about Ashoka. He was a son of Mauryan Empire Bindusara and grandson of Chandragupta Maurya. Ashoka was the most famous of the Mauryan kings. He was known as Devanpiya, meaning beloved of the gods. Ashoka fought the Kalinga War in 261 BC BCE. He won the war and captured Kalinga. The horror of war was described by the king himself in the Rock Edict 13. Students, Ashoka was not the eldest son of Bindusara. Bindusara wanted his elder son Susima to be crowned the next king. But Ashoka was trained in military and weapons and showed great skills as an administrator when he was made the governor of Ujjain. Ashoka shines and shines brightly like a bright star, even unto this day. It was said by one of the historian H.G. Wells. Students, do you know why it is named as a Ashoka Chakra? The emblem of the Indian Republic has been adopted from the lion capital of one of the Ashoka's pillars, located at Sarnath. The wheel from the circular base, the Ashoka Chakra, is a part of the national flag. Students, the Ashoka Chakra is a depiction of the Dharma Chakra, a wheel represented with 24 spokes. The national emblem has four lines, and one is hidden from view and symbolize power, courage, and confidence. It stands on the circular abacus, which is guided by four smaller animals. Students, there are other versions of the symbol as well. In Buddhism, the animals represent four phases of Buddha's life, and in Hinduism, it is said to depict the reign of Emperor Ashoka in the four geographical directions, and the wheel means enlightened rule. Now let's see about Chandasoka to Dhammasoka. Chandasoka means the merciless or cruel Ashoka. Dhammasoka means the follower of Dharma. In Kalinga War, many people died. So Ashoka got very worried about this fact and he decided not to fight anymore. After Kalinga War, Ashoka did not wage any battle. Then he converted to Buddhism and followed those principles, and he took Dharma Yatras to many places and preached the principles of Buddhism. He followed the principle of Dharma, which is inscribed in the 12th rock edit. It is one of the evidence. When he was a king, he was very cruel. Later, after seeing the death in war, he converted to Buddhism. So, Ashoka the cruel to righteousness. Let's see the noble ideas of humanism. It forming the essence of all religions. Compassion, charity, purity, saintliness, self control, truthfulness, obedience. Now let's see the noble ideas of humanism one by one. Compassion. The meaning of compassion is to recognize the suffering of others and then take action to help. Compassion embodies a tangible expression for those who are suffering. The Buddha taught that to realize enlightenment, a person must develop two qualities. One is wisdom and the other one is compassion. Wisdom and compassion are sometimes compared to two wings that work together to enable flying, or two eyes that work together to see deeply. And then charity. Buddhism does not seek publicity for charity. Giving or generosity is one of the perfections of Buddhism. But to be perfect, it must be selfless, without expectation of reward or praise. Purity. Purity or impurity depends on oneself. No one can purify another. It is the important concept within much of Theravada and Mahayana. Buddhism, although the implication of the resultant moral purification may be viewed differently in the varying traditions. Saintliness. Saintliness is a quality of being so virtuous that you are most too good to be true. In the literal sense, saintliness describes the quality of a saint, someone considered to be holy by a particular religion. Self control. Students, Buddhists believe that one of the secrets of self control is meditation. But you don't have to become a monk or even spend a lot of time meditation. Just 5 minutes of focusing on your breathing and your senses are enough. Meditation boosts your self awareness and takes power away from your impulses. Truthfulness. Honesty is the First chapter in the book of wisdom. The Four Noble Truths comprise the essence of Buddha's teaching. They are the truth of suffering, the truth of cause of suffering, the truth of the end of suffering, and the truth of the path that leads to the end of suffering. And then obedience and respect. If they respect you, respect them. If they disrespect you, still respect them. Do not allow the actions of others to decrease your good manners because you represent yourself, not others. Students, good conduct by the way of body, speech, giving and sharing, taking precepts, observing the Sabbath, paying due respect to your mother and father, ascetics and Brahmins, honoring the elders in the family, various other things pertaining to skillful behavior. Now let's see today's activity. Name any two kinds of government in North India during 6th century BC.